Swords are stupid. When you compare this, which is a sword, to this, which is a nunchaku, you will easily notice that swords are stupid. Simple as that. And I will prove it with science.
The nunchucks are a cool weapon that feels awesome, but no legit weapons fighter will use this as their primary weapon. First off, there's a high learning curve. It takes a long time to master these, and it's just not worth your time.
Now, the learning time. When it's a matter of sword, best fencer, which is to say sword user of this moment, has trained longer and from younger years than the best nunchaku user of this time. And the best nunchaku user of this time is better than anyone has ever been recorded with it. While with sword, he is not even close to the best there has ever been recorded. So, nunchaku is faster and easier to learn to be a really high master.
Second, you can easily hit yourself.
When I use a sword, I can easily hit myself. When I do upwards, I can hit my leg. When I go diagonally, I will hit my crotch. It will hurt. If I do a stabwards, I will hit my leg. I will hit myself always. If I try to use forward strike, I will cut my head. Sword will hit you when you use it. Period. With nunchaku, you do not hit yourself. You can swing, it wraps. You can hammer down, it won't hit you. You can swing downwards, you can swing sideways, you can do anything and it will not hit you. Because it's a safe weapon to use.
Third, there are very limited strikes. You go forward, diagonal, vertical, horizontal. That's about it.
With sword, with just using one-handed techniques, there's very limited amount of techniques that I can actually use. I can do horizontal swipes, I can do diagonal swipes, I can go from up to down, vertical strike, and I can do a thrust. But I cannot do, well, from inside to outside, upwards, horizontal, diagonal thrust cut is awkward, and the opposite is impossible. I could try to use the upward fling, which in this case of katana is quite awkward to do because of singular edge, but even if it would be shoved from both sides, this would be very awkward move to use. So sword does not have that many areas of attack. With nunchaku, I can go horizontal, both sides. I can go diagonal, diagonal. I can go from up to down, and I can also do the sword swipe attack, and I can do the opposite attack, and I can do downwards to upwards attack. Not to mention I can do thrust with both hands, and that's not even touching what can be done with two-handed techniques. And sword can be used to take pincer attacks. So nunchaku has more attacks available.
And honestly, after the first strike, or worse, if you miss, if your opponent closes your distance, these are ultimately useless.
If I am using a sword in a fight and I do a miss, I am wide open for opponent to just ram me, and I am completely useless using my sword at the close range. Because swords are not designed to be used at extremely close range. They can be used, but they are not optimized for it. The dangerous part of the sword is here, not here. Even though this is also dangerous, it's not meant to be the dangerous part. I can use the handle or the pommel to strike, but that is not exactly what the sword is meant to do. Unlike nunchaku, even if I would be close, it can be folded to be so agile I can use it. However, I feel like very close, not to mention already shown wrap, which is very effective attack. Just wrap yourself around it and try it. Not basically for fun. So, and both of them suffer from the same flaw, which is to say, if I attack and miss, I can be rammed. But with nunchaku, that is not a serious problem because it can be much more convenient to use.
And that's the reality of the situation.
I don't carry a weapon. Except I do. Nunchaku is convenient to carry. It folds. It fits into your pocket. You can hide it, you can stash it. It's cheap to make. It's really good for that. Sword is hard to learn. It demands maintenance, it demands sharpening, it demands accessories to be carried, even something you can carry along. Of course you could carry a sword on your shoulder, exposed, but then anybody sees you have a sword. Sword needs training. You even need to know how to sharpen the sword to make it useful. And only one area of the sword is basically designed for the grab, which is, say, the handle. You can't grab, well, there are techniques of grabbing the blade, but you can't just grab a sword from any position and hope that it works best. And it even needs accessories to be perfect. So sword is clumsy. Even if you would use soul sword, which would be the size of a big knife, like this, you need accessories to carry it along. It is inconvenient to be along, and it ain't safe to grab everywhere. And same problem of hitting yourself after attacks is prominent. So Nunchaku needs no maintenance, and it doesn't need any accessories. I can grab whatever part of it, however I feel like it, and it won't hurt me, and it can't hurt me, and I can use whatever part of it however I wish to smack with it. With these criteria, using science, Nunchaku is way better weapon, objectively. How do I do that?